Welcome to the Intern Whisperer Live, the show all about internships and how to survive them. This is Jerron.
This is Isabella, and joining us for this episode is Jaime Mariscal, previous graphic design intern with Pivot Business Consulting and a student at Valencia College. Also with us this evening is Carlos Morales, who graduated from Valencia College with a degree in video production and was a previous video production intern.
Also coming up this episode of Intern Whisperer Live, we're going to talk about some great leaders, entrepreneurship, and the coolest innovation in your industry.
So let's give some social love to all of our channels so people know how to find us. We have a Facebook page that is for Pivot Biz Consult and also a Facebook page for Intern Pursuit. We have our game Facebook page people can find us on Intern Pursuit Game there. And then on Twitter, it's at Pivot Biz Consult, at Intern Pursuit, and at Intern P Game. On our LinkedIn page, you can find us as Pivot Business Consulting. You can listen to us live on mixlr.com/Valencia College Radio and search for Intern Pursuit. And then you can also watch us live on Facebook.
But first, let's talk about our first sponsor, Starter Studio, an accelerator and co-working area located in downtown Orlando. A cool co-working space to 100-plus companies working in areas of technology and supportive businesses. A healthy startup community doesn't exist in a bubble, and Starter Studio is working to connect startups to a broader entrepreneurial ecosystem that will help them grow. You can find them at starterstudio.org. Thank you, Starter Studio, for sponsoring the Intern Whisperer Live. Music, 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 music. Technology.
All right.
Our intern spotlight with Carlos Morales.
So, Carlos is a Valencia College video production graduate, and he has a BS undergrad degree in mass communications and journalism. He was a previous intern with Pivot Business Consulting. And so, Carlos, I would like to find out more about you, and I know our listeners will, but first, let's make sure we do everything in the proper order. Why don't you give a shout-out to your wife and your children?
First of all, thank you guys for having me today. Yes, I would like to say hi to my wife. She's at home with the two kids that I love so much. Great inspiration. And those are the two motors that run my life at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know. And I know how proud you are of your daughters also. And you always would speak so highly of your wife also. I don't want to say always, or like leaving her out. It's important. She's the one that's going to be with you when those girls are grown. I know
Definitely.
they're going to live in a convent. I know you've told me that, but nonetheless, okay. You still have your wife there. So you went to college in Colombia.
Yes,
and
that's
you
correct.
said the name, and there's no way I would slaughter it. So say it slowly for us gringos that do not know how to speak.
Yeah, I can roll my tongue a little bit. Yes, the place is called the Universidad Autónoma de Occidente, which is located in Cali, Colombia, South America, of course. And yes, I did my 5 years over there in mass communications and journalism. It was a great experience. And that's why I got my other career here in order to be connected to something that I already learned. And I think they go together pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think pairing video production with mass communication, that's just so important. And then when you have the journalism, that's really awesome. And just as a little FYI to our listeners, he actually helped me to spell Columbia correctly. So I did not spell it. And here I am, the English major, but, challenging at times. So anyway, the other thing that I would like to highlight that I think is amazing about you is that you have a real depth of knowledge. You understand on the broadcasting side, since we're even doing this. So feel free to give a nice little shout out on what your background is. I know that people will be listening to us, and I never know what could happen. I know you were just really dynamic. You solved a lot of problems for us.
Yes, sorry. It's a great experience that it's been, running through my life in different fields. I have also beautiful opportunities. One of the things happened, back in some years in Colombia when I was doing my internship in mass communication and journalism. I was looking for to do something more with the media, but I went more to the area of the communications area inside the company. So I worked for like environmental department, which was that belongs to the government in my in my city, and it was beautiful experience because they give me like kind of a lot of responsibilities, and it was because that company was more concentrated in help the environment with farmers, so in the rural areas. So they did a lot of beautiful projects like recycling and stuff like that. So they used to write a lot of information and send to us, basically at the moment. So I have basically to edit it all the part because they have some little problems that I need to correct in order to put in a magazine. So I had to create with the design of the magazine and give it like another face of that. And also we use the pictures in order to put in the magazine, so it was more like in the graphics area than more video, like more like area like video live or stuff like that. But then when I jumped here to move to the U.S., when I decided I was living a few years here, I know that my parents want to continue my education, and I had the curiosity, but I never, saw myself in a school, but at the same time, I say how different can be. So I was kind of lost because they, different names and different years. No, that you do 2 years here, you do over there, you go straight, you want to go to university. I mean, not everyone can go because first you had to fund, and second, you had to have, a good score because they have like a state exam that you need to score pretty well. Otherwise, they're going to start taking the highest score first, and then you're going to be the last. So it's kind of difficult, especially for the career that I was looking for at that time. But I had the opportunity to do it. Anyways, I know that I'm like a family person, as you know, Isabella. Yeah. You know a lot of that. But yes, so I want for my parents also to be proud of me because they're living in my country and living abroad. So I want for them to be proud. So I decided to go again to go another, career. In this case was a digital technology program. And my major, as you said before, is in video production and motion graphics. And I love it.
You know what? I had read a statistic, I can't remember, I think it was HubSpot, and it said that 80% of the content that's going to be going out on social channels will be video next year. And that just means that there's so much opportunity out there. And, of course, people have their cell phones so they can take videos, but they may not be very good at it. I know, I'm challenged. But nonetheless, it is really important to be able to have people that I think are educated in this type of a career path and that have really high editing skills. And I know that was one of the things that I appreciated about you. But there's also another side that people don't know, is that you did animated videos, and you created the animated videos that are part of the training library for people that come in and work with me now. And so now that made it so much easier for me because now I could send those videos out and they went right along with it, and it reduced some of the time that I had to do with training. So you can do recorded videos, you can do animated videos, and then I'm going to throw in, I know you know how to do drones too, just saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love that part as well because sometimes when I see something pretty cool that you can implement to your different kind of stuff that you can do is great. I know that people, every time that they see an image from the above, they say it always, oh, pretty, that's cool, that's awesome. Of course, you need to go beyond that because I can see a lot of things that, if you see today, these days, when I love to see news, and when you're watching news, they're using it constantly right now, drones. Yeah. And it's helpful, very helpful because it gives you, like a more wide image while they're talking and very perspective. It can be a place, it can be a lot of people, it can be, different angles that you can use. Mm-hmm. It's not just on the horizon level
Right.
as it's been before.
With a
done.
handheld, a person doing it,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
right?
so yeah, I love that, and I love to combine a lot of stuff. Right now, I haven't mentioned because we haven't talked in a while. You've been busy, I've been busy as well, of course, doing some stuff at home. But I'm also, incrementing also my equipment. Now I have like a kind of GoPro that
Oh, do
is
you?
just to give in a different angles. I have a Canon 80D as well, and I'm trying to build my equipment
Your
a
own
little bit
equipment,
better.
yeah.
Yes, because I want to use different angles of all the stuff. I'm planning also. I wasn't planning to tell you, but I'm working with a person right now. I mean, we haven't connected days, but I'm planning to do like a kind of movie teaser. But I'm in the process of that. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it's gonna come out.
Yeah, that's exciting. So congratulations
you.
on that. I'm
Thank
really
you.
happy to hear that. One of the other things when you were just talking about the things that you had learned back in Colombia. You and I are not traditional age students, and this is one of the things that I have seen. Most students that come and do an internship are traditional age. They'll be like anywhere from like 20, 21, 22. So I've been really fortunate to work with individuals that are outside of that. And that was really interesting. When you and I first met, you were going to do an internship. We won't say where, but it was someplace else. And you and I had interviewed, and you went down there, and it wasn't what you were looking for. You came back and you said, "Hey, can I come back here and do your internship with me?" I was really honored. It was touching for me. So I appreciated the fact that you came back.
That was an honor.
Well, and I hope that you feel like you got really some
Definitely.
great experience out of there. So we're doing this PR campaign, which I know you'll relate to. It's called What I Learned. So what did you learn in your internship, given that you're not a traditional age? You were able to draw on, you have a previous degree, you have experience, you've been doing things, and you have life skills that traditional age students didn't have. How did this what did you learn?
In Colombia, I have also the experience to have an internship. But of course, back at that time, I was a bit younger than today. But it was a different experience. It doesn't matter the language or the customs, is people. And, people, you get mad, you get upset, whatever. You're happy. So we're humans. But the experience was a little bit different. And in this case, I can tell you because I heard from other people with experiences as well. And like I said a moment ago, that it was an honor because I learned a lot of stuff with you, stuff like, knowing a lot of people, working on the deadlines, but it was grateful because you had the right way to say the stuff. Sometimes you can be offended in some way, sometimes you can be frustrated. But in this case, no, because you use I don't know, but you know how to use it, the right elements or the right, I'm not going to say commands because I'm not a pet, but the right words or the right ideas to communicate with others when you need something. If you need in a rush, you had the right way to do it. No, yeah, because sometimes, and some moment I say, oh my God. But at the same time, I understand that you are under pressure and that is part of the job. And in other environment and other situation, I can be more stressful or with people more rude, saying, whatever they need in a different way and more tougher ways, which I'm pretty sure.
So you're saying it was like tough love?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but it was a great experience. So it's something that I learned that the other thing that I really appreciate that you're open to, for ideas.
Oh,
and you always respect and you always appreciate those ideas. And that's why I feel so comfortable. I say, okay, but, that idea came to me, but I'm not quite sure it's going to work. But when you say yes and when I start thinking about it, it was a good idea. Because why? Because I was feeling comfortable working with you, and I know what you're looking for. And I don't know, but I feel like connected with you working at the moment. Something that it was pretty good.
And so I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to work with you. I'm just going to give a little shout out. We're going to be doing a TEDx event that's going to be coming up in April. So yay, I get to work with you again.
That will be awesome.
That's going to be exciting, yeah. So how is going to school here in the U.S. different from going to school in Colombia? Because this is something I always like to ask the international students.
Yeah, that's another rewarding moments that I have in my life, I have the opportunity to have, part of my life over there, and also going to school and also doing the same thing here. In Colombia, yes, it's kind of different, like I said, because over there also you have like careers that you can do just in less year. That I don't know how to translate in English, but it's like intermediate degrees,
Yes.
maybe, or technical degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
But so those exist. But as far as I understand, I don't know now, but back at that time, it was no connection between those and the university. Either you go to university and you do that, or either you do the technical. That is more easy to access in
Right.
the other university. And also exists the private universities and also the public. I know that here public, but over there is a little bit more different.
It's kind of flipped, is what I understood. I
Yes.
went to the Dominican Republic, and I remember when I was there in that country, public was like private school. Here is how they explained it to me, and their private school was really like public school here. And I went, okay, that just doesn't even make sense to me. But the words were like really flipped.
Yeah, no, in Colombia, private is because you have, better funds to go to a better school, basically. But yes, and with the private school, you have more access to more stuff. There's some, for example, in my city, there's a public university that is, the education is really high, is very demanding, and very tough to access.
So when you say it's really high, you mean it costs a lot of money to go there?
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you mean then?
It's very demanding. So in order for you to access, you need to have a very high score.
Like a GPA or
yes,
a test score?
Yeah, you have to have a very, very high score because it's just few people that they can allow to, since it's public, the funds are very limited. So it's just a few people that they can do it. But at the same time, the side down of that is that since it's public, sometimes it's, some problems happen like, I don't know, people with left ideas they create sometimes, so they had to close the university until they don't regulate, more safety for the student. They don't open again. So that's the bad part of that being in a public. So you lose time. You cannot go to school. So and it happens constantly. So that's the negative part of that. But being here, it's more. It's at the beginning it's kind of confusing because you need to do this, you need to. It's like, for example, some professions here in U.S. In Colombia, people that they call in here dentists. In Colombia, they call in odontology.
Oh.
Which is a more sophisticated name for a professional that work in your mouth. But here, over there, dentist is a more low class professional.
Really?
That it's like a public person who help others for needs with their mouth. But besides that, it's not too much different. But I can see here that people is more separating the way that there's no more integrity. When I say that, it's an integration. I'm sorry if I use it wrong, but integration of the students. Over there is like more. You can see in cafeteria blogs of people making fun of what happened during the weekend. Oh, we have this party.
So there's more segregation, it sounds like, or they're in their own little groups instead of being more friendly to each other?
Yeah, I can see that in Colombia, people were more connected, more friendly, like mostly everyone knows each other. Here, no. Here, people, okay, I gotta go to work. I just come straight to class, see you, bye, and just few words. Oh, we gotta do this project. Okay, yeah, okay, see ya, take care. That's it.
Definitely you're saying, then, okay, I didn't understand.
Yeah, the opposite.
But you're saying that I get it. You're saying that there are better or more relational friendships, and when you're in school, it's more about the relationship, and people are just really busy here, and it doesn't seem as relational.
Yeah, because it's social and customs tradition is of course is very different. But whether people is like more connected each other, like whatever they need, even people that they're doing different majors. there's some that have more time. It's because over there it's different. I mean, right now, things have changed in Colombia. Like, for example, when I used to be over there, when I was working, you had the time at 12 or noon, you go home, you can sleep, and you can come back to work at 2 p.m. until 6. But here it's straight up. But in Colombia, they've been implementing the idea as well. So, little by little, but it wasn't too much difference. It's just those couple things.
Interesting. Okay, so I am going to go on to a couple of other questions because I got to make sure I keep us on track here. Jerron might be going, okay, get back on time.
I'll tell you when.
Yeah. So leaders, great leaders. We always ask this question of all of our guests. Tell me of 3 leaders that have really impacted your life. Some people share a faith base. Some people share family. It's all personal. But who is a really great leader on a global level, on a local level? And local can mean to you in Colombia, or it can be here. And then on a personal level, like you really know that person.
Okay. Yes, definitely. The international and a very important person that was Nelson Mandela.
What a great leader.
Yes,
Oh, my goodness, yes.
His life was very tough. He was looking to, he fought for his rights or for his people's rights, which I don't understand why in the first place they need to fight for some rights when they deserve it just for being human, for being in their own territory. And he spent majority of his life in prison just defending his people and his beliefs. So,
is there a quote? I'm putting you on the spot here, but I know quotes of some leaders that have really impacted my life. Is there one of Nelson and it's okay if you don't have one. Is there anything that Nelson Mandela has said that was like really powerful for you?
No, in general, I'm pretty bad in quotes. Actually, when I built my previous website, I was looking for a quote just to put it to fill out space in my website, but I don't know any. So with Mandela, no, honestly, I don't want to lie. I don't know.
Just the man himself.
Yeah, so yeah. And one of the things that also I really appreciate from the person is after that tough and terrible experience, he was always the same person, very friendly, very connected with people, and I understand sometimes we suffer a lot in life, but others, they don't have to pay because we suffer the same thing. Passing to others. And another person that I admire is in my country. He's a very young person. I think he's 26, 25, something like that. I don't recall exactly the age. But his name is Nairo Quintana. He's a rider in bicycle. He competes in most tougher competition in Europe, but also in Colombia as well. But the most important is in Europe. He's a farmer, and his parents are farmers too. He's a very far, city of where I live. The topography is very tough, and since young he was just working in his, rudimentary bicycle, delivering vegetables and fruits in his little town. And at the age of 15 years, he got in a car accident. He wasn't in a car. He got, hit by a car, and he was in coma for several days. But his father, believed that he can do it, and after that, and he gave a better bicycle, and he started being in competition until a person from Europe saw him over there, and he thought he's going to be really good. So here I am, and he's in Europe. In his first competition in Europe in 2012, the Tour de France, he got the second place.
Wow.
And every time that he got in interviews in Europe, you think that he's going to answer like very poorly vocabulary, and he is really, really smart. And he knows how to handle the media. He is really well. So I admire that person. And the third person that is the...
personal level. Yeah.
Yes. Is my mother. Another mother besides my girls, but before my girls is my mom. She's going to turn 84 years old. And she's work. Since I was a little, I know my mom working in a kind of grocery store that she has in her garage, and she still work. She doesn't take time off, never. She's a workaholic, and she never you barely see him cry. She never complained about anything. And since you know me, I have a condition that I developed here in U.S., which is diabetes. And I have some moments that I was very frustrated, just complaining about myself, why I cannot do this, why this happening to me. And sometimes my mom know me because your mom can feel you.
Yeah.
And I said one time, why I'm complaining? Because I'm a younger person than my mom. I'm a man. I can work harder. I can have all my life to do, stronger stuff. And since that moment, I can feel that I'm a better person, that I understand. So she was my, the picture that I can follow. I still admire her, my mom.
That's so nice. So special love to your mom.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I know that we're going to have to take a little sponsor break, and then we're going to be coming over to our other guest. But I have a feeling he's going to have to leave a little bit early. So do you want to tell your wife and kids that any special mess? We normally save this for the end of the show, so it's like we're doing it now. Like, any special shout-outs to anybody?
No, just for the people that listen to the program or watch the program, is you guys needs to continue watching because they bring in a lot of important information for you, especially people who wants to be involved in the mass media or media communication or graphics, whatever is the related subjects. And this is very important. I'm glad to see you, Isabel, again. It was a very rewarding, moment today. Every time that I see you, it's rewarding.
The feelings mutual.
Yes, thank you.
I know we're in each other's fan clubs.
And it was a great experience sharing the moment with these guys here, and Jeron, and other Jaime doing the graphic design. I know that he's working with you. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff, and yeah, and I'm glad. And now I'm gonna see my wife and my girls again. So I'm gonna be happy.
Yay! All righty. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Not a problem. Anytime, Isabella.
So happy to see you and hear all of the great stuff. So I'm glad you're doing some side gigs. That's awesome.
Not a problem. I will let you know any update that I have soon.
Well, I'll be in touch.
Thank you, Isabella.
Yep. Okay, so turning back to you, Jeron.
Of course. Now let's talk about sponsor number 2, BMDM Marketing Agency. BMDM is a direct marketing agency focused on helping companies reach individuals through online and offline means. Their newest product enables them to send postcards or letters to the homes of anonymous website visitors within 24 hours of their visit, using a patented IP matching technology and our in-house on-demand printing. Thank you, BMDM Marketing Agency, for sponsoring the Intern Whisperer Live. And that brings us to our intern spotlight with Jaime Mariscal, who attended Valencia College studying graphic design and previous intern with Pivot Business Consulting. How you doing, Jaime?
I'm pretty good. Yourself?
Pretty good myself. So, first question. What got you into studying graphic design?
It was a crazy story. So
Those are the best stories.
Yes. Well, it's not much crazy. It's more like this happened and then that happened. So.
Okay.
I started to go to college to Valencia many years ago, way after I finished high school. I previously focused on fine arts for the first year and a half, and after that year and a half, I started to realize that maybe fine arts is not for me, and after didn't do well on one of my classes on that last semester of fine arts. So after we talked about that to me and my folks, my family, we kind of decided to go to a new route, which leads to graphic design. And after taking the essential class, the first class you need to take, I was instantly hooked, and everything else is history. So.
And if you didn't do graphic design, what do you think you would do otherwise?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure.
Oh, I think I can answer this.
Yeah.
I know that you like cartoons and drawings.
Yes.
So I think it would be something in the fine art, I'm going to guess. So it's still drawing, but it's like a different direction.
Yeah, maybe not fine arts in general. Originally, the reason...
You showed me a sketchbook of some stuff that you did.
Yes. Yeah, back when I was your intern, I showed you my sketchbook and also my art stuff online.
Yeah. So Jerron has no idea what we're talking about. You might have to explain that along to our listeners.
Yeah, so the reason why I go into fine arts is because I was an artist, like, for as long as I remember, maybe since I was old enough to hold pencil. so long ago. And I've been, like, self-taught how to do, like, pretty much everything I know about art, illustration, all that good stuff, and mainly focus on digital art. So I learned how to, like, do digital art with like programs like Photoshop and other programs like that to create artwork and pieces for personal stuff, and started to, like, post them online a few years now, since I want to say 3 years ago.
Okay.
So.
And I know you're graduating soon from the program, correct?
Yes, yeah, I'm finishing. I finished on my portfolio. I'm probably going to get it tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to get, like, the full hard copy.
It's a book. These are the most beautiful books that the graphic design students create. I love them, and I am so lucky I get to go to Portfolio Review. They look like coffee table books.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. They're bound, and it's the best looking art in the book. Oh my goodness. And they create super high level designs, and I just love it. So I'm really hoping I get to see your book.
Yeah, I'm really excited to show it to you. It turned out really good, especially that I took some extra time to, like, refine it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Any surprises in there? Did you do something on, like, skateboards or games or any of those things?
I want to say yes, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay. So people, if they want to see your artwork, they need to, what's your website where people can find you too?
I do have a DeviantArt. It's not my personal name. DeviantArt, my account name for that is Sanoan, SANAON. And I do have an Instagram account, San _OAN. I gotta admit, I'm not much of a social media guy.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't like Facebook. I'm sorry, people who use Facebook. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get into Instagram for the artwork and stuff. So if you can't find me on DeviantArt, you can find me on Instagram.
Super good. So I'm going to make sure at the end of the show that I get this spelled exactly right, because we're going to be publishing our show notes so that people will know how to find
I'll help
our
you.
guests.
I'll help you out on that.
Yeah, we'll do that again.
And so, since you're graduating soon, where would you like to, like, what would the first steps be after graduation for you?
Well, first off, I need to get a job.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you have a job, so we don't have to say where, but he's wanting a job in his profession that he's been studying.
Yes, I'm not complaining about my part-time job. I actually really love my part-time job. But
in case they're listening.
Yes.
Just in case.
All right, so what would the first step be for going to your profession?
To go to my profession. So, well, I'm not, like, my dream job is to be a comic book artist. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping to find some way to, like, immigrate to there, but if not, I'll try to find something that fits my skill level, my skill on graphic design and illustration.
Okay, and are there any specific comics that, like, inspire you to, like, that you want to, like, work on yourself?
Yes. So one being Watchmen. It's a comic book by Alan Moore, I believe.
I've seen the movie.
The movie's really good.
I know HBO's making a show soon, actually.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's a really good. It's a really good superhero. I want to say it's a superhero, but it's like a blend of. It's kind of not, if that makes sense. But it's a really good story. It's weird, but it's awesome.
It's dark.
It's dark, very dark. So it's a lot dark in the comic books, I think.
Okay.
So. And also, currently, other comic. Well, it's a comic. It's a manga. It's a Japanese comic. Mm-hmm. Is a really weird one called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, my brother watches the anime.
Yeah, I watched the anime.
What channel can you watch this kind of stuff?
You can able to watch in a Hulu.
Oh, Hulu.
Yeah,
okay.
You can watch it in Hulu. I'm not sure. I think there's the dub version, the English version. You can watch if you want to. If you want to
For our listeners out there who are interested.
Yes. You can watch a sub. I prefer the sub version because the Japanese voice actors are amazing. So yeah, the storytelling on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is really it's hard to explain really, and that's how fascinating it is. It's like when I read it, I could see like what's going on. It still doesn't make any kind of sense, but at the same time, it kind of does. So if anyone interested on something weird to read or watch, I recommend JoJo. So.
All right, cool.
So.
And now going back to Pivot for a second.
Yes.
What did you work on when you first started interning with Pivot?
For starters, is the Cat 5 website.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like the main thing we did together. And it's really tough because I was focused more on the print side of graphic design, not the website. So it's kind of like a challenge, and an interesting challenge to tackle.
Yeah.
But,
and you also ended up doing some animation too, because on Cat 5, he created this header that it looks like a tree, and well, you go ahead and explain it.
Yeah. So for the Cat 5 project, I able to do like animations, which is interesting because I never done any kind of animation before in my life. So it's like a weird challenge for me to take. So one of the things is a header where it's like a tree with in the branches that has like the social media icons that shaped like a round that resembles fruit. And in the background, you can see the clouds moving. And on the tree, I put a cute little squirrel that comes out and just look around and just go back in. It's like,
yeah. So it's pretty cute. It's very clever.
I don't know if it's your idea or my idea or both ideas for that.
I don't know. I think I had said to you, "Hey, I'd like to have a squirrel," and then you took it from there.
I think okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because he made whatever I was saying. So I would like this, and so I remember the squirrel. I didn't say anything about the clouds. He brought the clouds in all by himself. So to make them move, that was really interesting. And so it's really
that's a nice touch, really.
So there were some other things you worked on, though.
Yes, I work with one of your clients.
Yeah, so we'll give her a shout out. Royce Gomez.
Yeah.
Royce Talks.
Yeah, really nice lady when we talk about when we work together. She seems really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you do for her?
So we were able to create a logo for her talk show, I believe.
Right.
Royce Talks. Yeah,
it was totally rebranded.
Yes. So I had no idea how to tackle it, but me and Royce talk about what it should look like, and from there I just put some things together on a sketch, and when I showed to her, she likes one of them. So I went to my computer, work on Adobe Illustrator, and I worked from there. So the interesting part about that is we didn't agree on the font for the logo. So I decided to just handwrite the words on the logos and put the icon, the little triangle guy next to the words, and send it her way. And when she talked to me again about the whole logo, and I talked about which font you want to use, she says she really likes the handwriting that I did.
That custom handwriting.
Yes.
You did. Yeah.
So I don't want to I don't know how to describe it. Just to make sure, I asked her if there's any font that she had her eye on, so we can replicate that. And we did find a font, but she prefers my handwriting.
Yeah, it's
version.
really nice. And people can find that on the Cat 5 Studios website also, cat5studios.com if you're looking for it. But I'm pretty sure it should be somewhere on your own website, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, if not, make sure it gets there.
I'll call my manager.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll need to do that.
Yeah.
All right, and what did you learn during your internship that has prepared you for moving into a career in graphic design?
Oh, many things. I learned how to work with other people and other projects. So for the Cat 5, I believe I worked with somebody else. His name's Anthony, right?
Yep, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony. He's a quiet guy, but he's a nice guy. He's really a nice guy.
And he was an animated video production guy also.
Yes.
Really good with his animations.
Yeah, he actually helped me out on animating some of the icons for the homepage of the website. So we were able to work together on some of the projects, and we worked pretty well together.
Yeah, I know you had a preference. See, when I had first met Jamie, I know he said that he liked to work individually, but he had the opportunity to work with somebody else, and so there was that team dynamic again, which was a good thing for both of you, I believe.
Yeah, like back in like grade school, like working in a group is awful. Like,
No.
really awful. Like I don't know if you have. Both of you have any kind of experience like that, but for me, it's
Well, there's
of
always
course.
good, and then there's bad.
I was in high school with you.
mine is all awful. It's like, yeah. So,
Well, I always hope to change that so that
Yeah,
somebody gets a
it's-
positive experience, and then the person knows it's not that bad.
yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air when I work with Anthony and other people in our intern group.
Good.
So-
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, and since I know you've learned a lot through your internship, what do you think you would like to learn next, just for yourself?
That's a good question, and I will answer that with this. I was hoping to learn how to like manage my time much better. So right now, I manage my time all right. I can manage my work time. I can manage my design time. I can manage like my illustration time, and I can able to get some real bit of free time here and there. I was hoping more to like once I get like more projects to work on, more illustrations, more graphic design kind of stuff. I'm hoping to like not to get overloaded with work. So I had that experience last fall when I was not working at my job at the same time working on my portfolio, and I was a complete mess on like mentally and physically because I only had like 6 hours of sleep for that week.
Yeah, okay.
So time management, being a student and being able to learn
Yeah.
how to manage your time, good thing. One of the things that I would do with the students is go, okay, there's 24 hours in a day. Subtract out your school time, your
Yeah.
study time, your work time, if you have a job, how much time you sleep, and then personal time, and then time for family and friends. That's what you have for your internship.
Yeah.
In this case, portfolio was your schoolwork. So
Yeah, that was like my main thing to work on. I think that's like the only thing I need to work on for my school at the time. Is still like a lot of work because I had to do like multiple projects at once. And I was a little bit behind on the portfolio because my last project, The Surprise, it was like a last minute thing that I wanted to do. So, and that project took a lot of time because I already knew that project will take a long time and I got to start from scratch. So I worked my butt off to get it finished in around 2 to 3 weeks. And that's me working every night. Even after I finish working, I just go straight to my computer and work on that project. So it turned out really good, like way better than I hoped. So there's that. But because of that, I was way behind on what I wanted to like work on my portfolio. So it's more everything's just crunch.
So you were more overloaded in the fall, but what ways? I'm assuming you seem better now.
Yeah. So after like the whole week believe it or not, after I finished like with everything I need to do, I got really sick. Like the right side of my face was in pain because of my wisdom teeth. So after the pain's gone, everything's gone Millhouse. It went a lot better than compared to like the last couple months at the time. So after that, I tried to put myself together and try to re-immerse myself into balancing my workflow and my portfolio workflow, and try to make sure I had time to do personal stuff, because when I was working on the portfolio, I barely had time to do anything for myself. Mm-hmm. So I think having like personal time is good when you're working on two big things one big thing in work. So that's something I need to work on.
All right, and we're going to switch gears real quick and talk about some great leaders.
All right.
All right, so who on a global level, local or state level, and personal level has influenced your life in a positive way?
Okay, so I'm an artist. You all know that. So I got to go back, like way, way back when, at my childhood. And I watch a lot of cartoons, like more than I should, really. So, and the show that I love the most is two, actually, like Fairy Odd Parents and Danny Phantom. So I want to say like my main, leader or hero for on a global scale is Bush Hartman, the creators of those two shows. Like the animation, the humor, everything clicks for me, and it makes me want to like draw. It makes it better as during the commercial breaks and for those shows. There's actually like a segment for that that Bush Hartman just takes like a time and show you how to draw his characters.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
He hands draw them like he does do
Yes.
this, the circle, and then there you
Yeah,
go. There's
that-
Timmy or there's Danny.
Yeah, that's like huge for me because at the time I had no direction. I got not much to like to express myself at the time. Like grade school was tough for me because I was there. Like I didn't have much friends. I was a social outcast. Really, I'm still a social outcast.
No, you have friends here.
That's true. That is true.
You're my friend, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I don't even know you like that, but we're friends.
Sure.
We're
Okay.
friends. We're friends.
Hey, my name is Jamie. Nice to meet you.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah, so it was a tough time for me at school, and I was able to like, thanks to Bush Hartman's and the segments in his shows, I was able to like find something to express myself, and I don't know, it's like thanks to him, I don't want to sound cheesy, but thanks to him, I don't think I will be here like talking or do illustrations or be a graphic designer or anything. I don't know. He was a huge inspiration for me when I was younger, and he still is. Like he has a YouTube channel right now.
Actually, I've seen it.
Yeah, and his stuff is really good. Like it will talk about his past shows, do like crazy challenges. It's pretty fun.
All right.
So
And on a local or state level?
okay, so for a local level, I gotta go to like back in high school, like in middle school, like back when I was about to finish up and go towards high school. I don't know like who I am. I don't know if who I am in the future will be like what I'm hoping for, stuff like that. Stuff like little kids think about when they're getting older. So when high school started for me, I was part of a program.
We have some guests that are coming in. Just so you know, it's going to be the next show, so we will be wrapping up here pretty soon.
Hi, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, just like my personal life. Okay.
Anyway, so go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, I was part of a program called AVID. It's pretty much like a school program where they prepare you for college and real life. And with that program, you'll be part of the AVID class, where pretty much you're going to have that class for the rest of your high school life, per se, if you choose to like move on to the program. So I was able to join in. I applied for it before high school, and I got in. So the person in charge of my school AVID, Brian Konopka, my AVID teacher, he was not what I expected as a teacher. To put it bluntly, like when I say, he dressed pretty much like a hippie. Like I'm not even joking. Like tie, like those like funky shirts. He has long hair. He wears sandals. Mm-hmm. Like I think he wears socks and sandals once. I don't remember.
But he was inspiring for you.
Yes, like he's like the best teacher I ever had in my life. No offense.
Yeah, we have literally like 2 minutes, so you'll have to talk fast.
Yeah, he's a huge inspiration for me.
Truly, they're going to be kicking
And on a
us
personal
out
level, just because I don't want to skip it.
On a personal level, I gotta cheat and say my whole entire family, especially my mother, they were really supportive. They able to let me fulfill my dream and able to chase it. And I'm extremely grateful for their sacrifice. They believe in me so much, and I got no words to express how deeply grateful I am, and I love them so much.
Well, I know we have to wrap up. We have to get out the door. So this is Isabella.
This is Duran.
Find us on Facebook, all our social channels, and thank you for our followers.
All right, thank you for listening to the Intern Whisperer Live.